How's it going, boys? Welcome back to another brand new video, and today we're gonna be talking about one of the most annoying heroes in all of Dota. Possibly the hero that everybody despises the most. Personally, I probably hate Anti-Mage more, but this hero is pretty much as bad. But I kind of like playing him. So we're gonna be talking about the one and only NizeYourself assassin over here. And to be honest, I actually really like playing this hero, despite everyone hating him. Now you might ask me, why do you hate Nyx assassin so much? Why does everyone hate Nyx? The simple explanation is that it makes the life of all heroes in Dota miserable and literally unplayable in some certain scenarios. So let's just look at his abilities, right? So Spike Carapace essentially makes it so that any hero that has any form of AoE damage that they just like toss out there and you cannot control it, unplayable because they just get stunned. So Alchemist, if I acid spray the ground, I'm fucked. Radiance carriers, Wraith King is fucked. Huskar, kind of, to a certain degree, is gonna be stunned. What else is there? Bristleback, perhaps. And basically all of the Intel heroes together, like Necro, Lina, Invoker, OD, Quap, Pugna, any hero AA, any hero that just like to throw the damage out there and be like, I'm done for the day, is fucked by Nyx, okay? And the second spell, Mana Burn, this is basically as good as fucking Mana Break, if not even better in some situations, because it's a ranged ability and you don't actually have to hit anyone. So any hero that has Intel is fucked by this ability. So any Intel heroes over here, any Intel heroes, the only Intel hero that is not the case is probably Ogre Magi, because he has 0 IQ anyways, so he has a lot of strength. But even him, he's fucked because he has a low mana pool, so you can't cast spells. If you're an Intel hero that doesn't cast spells, what are you? You're completely useless, okay? The thing about Intel heroes is that they cast spells. That is what makes them good. Their spells are good, okay? And they cast them a lot. So Nyx counters all Intel heroes. So, and he has a stun, which is always good against every hero because stuns are just fucking broken. Stuns are what kills heroes and whatnot. And he has a Vendetta, which essentially makes it so that any hero that wants to farm alone cannot do it anymore, okay? If you're a Draw Ranger, if you're a Luna, even if you're a Juggernaut, Faceless Void, PA, any hero that wants to farm a lane and just be like, okay, I'm gonna farm a lane alone, you guys can fight us 4, I'm gonna farm for a bit. You can't do that anymore because any hero plus an Invis Nyx will kill you 100% from photo 0. So we're gonna talk about Nyx. Nyx is very interesting. You probably I already probably told you about everything about Nyx already. We're just gonna tell you how to play him. So essentially this is the math against Nyx, okay? You pick Nyx as a support. You could actually play Nyx mid. I played Nyx mid many times. If you're up against like a Storm Spirit or like a OD and the enemy carry has some kind of like fucking Medusa, you can pick Nyx mid and you will still win the game. So yeah, you know, if you pick Nyx, obviously like all these poison doesn't really work because Nyx mana burns and whatnot. So let me just show you guys something, alright? This is the math behind Nyx. Generally, you pick Nyx first pick as a support, position 4. Preferably not 5 because 5 Nyx is kind of weak. You pick Nyx assassin position 4 and all of a sudden the enemy team is fucked because they have no hero pool. Any of these Intel heroes you cannot pick. You cannot pick mid Quap, you can't pick mid Storm, you can't pick Silencer mid, you can't pick OD, you can't pick Death Prop, you can't pick any of these heroes anymore because Nyx assassin exists. You pick Nature's Prophet, you try to split push, you're gonna get killed. Alright, none of these heroes work anymore. You try to play any of the agility carries that have a low HP pool, Terrorblade, Morphling, very bad. Sometimes you just get popped because you're sitting at low HP from agility shift. You pick Sniper, you pick any of these heroes that needs mana, Spectre needs mana, 0 mana, she doesn't do anything. You pick any of these agility hero that is not an illusion hero. Alright, illusion heroes are kind of good against Nyx Assassin just because he is kind of single target to a certain degree until you get your Aghanims, of course. So, you know, you could pick PL, you could pick Juggernaut's okay. Naga Siren's pretty good, but Terrorblade's kind of iffy because he has low HP, something like that. And yeah, that's that. And now, if you pick strength heroes, a lot of strength heroes like to make Radiance, Lifestealer, Wraith King, you know, Alchemist likes to make Radiance. You can't do that anymore because obviously Nyx Assassin just presses his E and you get stunned for like 50 years. And you damage yourself. Also, a lot of these strength heroes like DK, Bristleback, all these Timbersaw, all these heroes need mana to actually cast spells and function. Now mana burn is gonna fuck you up because you have no mana anymore. So a lot of these heroes are not good to pick. But there are some heroes that like don't really need mana, so you can like function okay without mana. Or you just have a lot of mana. Like Underlord's okay. Mars generally, like Nyx Assassin kind of dies to you, right? You could get a BKB, etc. And you're pretty tanky, so he can't really burst you like DK. If you're playing DK mid against Nyx, he's gonna go invis, try to gank you or whatever. But you're too tanky, so you don't give a shit. Alright? Then maybe you can pick against Nyx. Or if you're an illusion hero, of course. But you see, there is not many support heroes out there that when you pick one hero, the entire enemy cannot pick like half the hero pools. It just does not exist. If you pick a support Lion, who the fuck cares? Just don't play like anti-mage. Actually, you could even play anti-mage to a certain degree. Don't pick heroes that are burstable, but he's squishy as fuck. Like, you can play any of these intel heroes, that's fine. You can play Zeus. You can't play Zeus against Nyx. You can't play Tinker against Nyx. So, that's essentially all of Nyx already. Now, I'm going to give you guys the skill build and the item build because why not? I mean, I pretty much taught you how to play Nyx already. So, first of all, at level 1, you max Impale. I mean, you get Impale most of the time because it's reliable, right? It's a reliable stun. It's kind of hard to land actually. So you gotta get used to pressing the stop key a little bit if you mess up. And it's actually a skill shot. You can't just like target it towards the person. Because if the guy is moving and you target towards him, you're gonna miss. Now, this guy doesn't have boots, so let's give him boots. So let's say he's running around, you try to target towards him. You actually hit him actually. It's not that, yeah, it's actually pretty easy to land, I'm not gonna lie. But is a reliable stun, helps you secure rooms, level 1 and whatnot, harass. So the thing about Nyx is that he's kind of weak in lane. You kind of just want to like help your carry, get some last hits and whatnot. And use your stun to secure range creeps. So like this. The range creep gets kind of low. You just toss the stun out. And you try to hit the carry as you stun him at the same time. It does a decent amount of damage, 100 damage at level 1, not bad. Level 2, you get Spike Carapace. Although there are situations where this is actually fine, and there's sometimes where maxing the mana burn is okay. But I don't think you should get mana burn level 1 because there's a 28-second cooldown, and it kind of burns more mana than your actual mana does. So you will spend more mana than the enemy. It's kind of shit, in my opinion. So generally, I like to max my Q first, and then my E. And I kind of just leave the mana burn because here's the thing about mana burn. You either max this spell at level 7 or 8 or 9, or you don't fucking take it at all. Meaning that if they have a Storm Spirit, Medusa, or hero that relies on mana heavily, you want to max this ASAP and get it to a 4-second cooldown so you can actually spam it properly. Right? Level 1 this is not value value. And also the intel multiplier increases significantly. So, you know, you either get like 2 points in this, 1 point in this for the value, and then you max your mana burn, or you just max the other two and skip it completely. Right, now at level 6 you take your ult every time, because once you get level 6, okay, before you get level 6, you're basically a creep in lane that throws out a stun once in a while to harass the enemy. You can help your carry pull the wave a little bit and whatnot. And I'm gonna be talking about support Nyx because, you know, if you're playing mid Nyx assassin, you kind of grief your team if you don't know what you're doing. So, but anyways, here's the deal with Nyx assassin. So once you get level 6, you're essentially a fucking assassin now. Okay, you're not just a random fucking bug on the streets. You're actually an assassin. You can go invis and gank lanes. Now, you want to make sure you have enough mana before you go invis. You don't want to go invis and not be able to cast your stun and all your spells properly. So you want to go invis. And when you go invis, you need to understand that there could be sentries on the ground. So you have to kind of see what the enemies are doing. If they're like walking funny around you, or if there's creeps attacking you, then you know there's a sentry. So let's say the enemy has a sentry over here. Boop. Now, if I right click on the enemy, the creeps are gonna aggro towards me. You see what that happened? Oh yeah, there's a sentry here. I know now, etc, etc. So yeah, once you get level 6, you have to play off the map. Meaning that if you're just farming a lane over here, and the enemies are just like, the enemies are farming a lane, and you're farming a lane on the other side of the map, that is very bad. Because if you are just showing in a lane, it means the enemy knows exactly where you are, and the enemy carry can play anywhere they want. And that's not good. But if you were to have, let's say, if you're just like invis somewhere, or you're just hiding in the trees or sitting in the jungle behind your carry and just soaking some XP, the enemies don't actually know where you are. And this is really good because let's say there's an enemy Luna or enemy PA that's trying to farm a creep wave. Now they're kind of scared because they don't know where you are. And if you plus any other hero jumps them, they kind of die. Right? So Nyx is really good against Nyx is really good with heroes like Quap, Storm, Void Spirit, like heroes that help you set up essentially. So you and them, just like 2 of you guys can make a dual combo that just kills people by yourself. So you don't have to do anything like that. You don't have to worry about anything else. You only need 2 people to kill people. And you guys will run around the map killing everyone every time this is off cooldown. So every 90 seconds is a kill. Nyx is not too good at team fights. He's more like a solo pick-off guy. So he doesn't have the best team fight capabilities, but it's fine. So generally you max spike Impale. And you can also farm with Impale decently, because you can like just nuke the range creeps like this. And it kind of works. It's not the best. I like to max this. For your talents, I actually like the Impale stun duration, but you can pick the spell amp if you're playing like mid Nyx, or if you feel like you need a little bit more oomph to your spells. But I kind of like the stun duration. Movement speed is pretty nice. Health is also pretty good because you're kind of squishy to a certain extent. And the weird thing about Nyx is that he's an agility hero and not a intel hero for some reason. Level 20, I say Spike Carapace stun duration is better because 130 damage is nice and all. You can clear creep waves in one go if that's your thing. But again, you don't really want to be clearing creep waves because you're a Nyx assassin, right? You don't want to show on the lane. You don't want people to know where you are. So you don't want to like be using your stun on creep waves and stuff. You want to be invisible. And at level 25, people like to take the unobstructed pathing, but I think the 80 agi is just better because you can go Ethereal Blade and you can be a nuisance to everyone essentially. So anyways, this is the thing about Nyx, okay? Every damage you do significant damage with every point of agi you have. And you get 80 agility at level 25, so you kind of just like one-shot people. Another thing you guys might not know is that, let's say there's a storm. Level up the enemy to max. So if there's a storm, here's the math behind the storm. The storm has full mana. You use this once. He essentially has half the mana pool. You do it twice, he has no mana. You do it 3 times, he's pretty much dead. That's level 30 storm, by the way. The more intel they have, the worse it is for them when you're up against the Nyx. And yeah, you can go invis, you can do whatever you want, stuff like that. Probably another thing that you guys might not know is that oh yeah, I forgot to go over the item builds, right? So level 1, if you're playing support Nyx, you can buy some regen and whatnot if you're actually a good support. The way how I like to play Nyx is that I just buy boots. I buy boots, I maybe buy like some clarities, and I run around the map and I go and pull. I go do stuff and fuck with the enemy carry a little bit. Or you're trying to get a last hit before the creep dies, stun you, deny, and that's it. People go right click build Nyx for some reason because they think Nyx is a right clicker. If you do that, you should probably reconsider your life, because that is not how you play Nyx Assassin. Nyx is a spellcaster. You can, you know, go wand if you want. Pretty favorably, you could go mana boots. You know, mana boots is always nice because you kind of need mana, and these boots are very nice. It just randomly gives you mana every 55 seconds, and it gives it to your offlaner as well. So after this, there's essentially 3 ways you can build Nyx. One is that you go earn, and then you go get kills, and you transform it into a spirit vessel. If they have any sort of regen like Alchemist, Huskar, Morphling, you get this item 100% of the time. And it's always going to be you getting it, okay? Unless if you have a mid invoker that really wants this item, you should get it every single time. Because you're going to be in every single kill, and you're going to be getting every single charge. Alright, your carry who's never going to show up to fights is not going to get this item. Now, if let's say the invoker wants to get it because he needs it for his combos, sure, let him get it. You can get yourself a Dagon. Now, the most autistic thing that I see people do is getting a level 5 Dagon. You don't need a level 5 Dagon, you just need a level 1 Dagon. Because if you read what Dagon does, is that it does 400 damage at level 1, and at level 2, it gives you only 100 more damage. But you know how much more it costs? 1,200 more. It's a good value to just get 1 level of Dagon, because it's kind of just the amount of damage you need to actually kill someone from full to 0. Yeah. You can also finish them off with right clicks. After that, or if you don't want to go Dagon, let's say you guys don't really need burst, you kind of just need more stuns, you could go Meteor Hammer, because there is a little combo you can do. Stun into Meteor Hammer right away. You can actually channel a full out Meteor Hammer, but you need the 10-second impale stun duration, by the way. So you just stun and then Meteor Hammer right away, boop, and it helps you push towers, which is pretty nice. And it gives you a bit of mana regen and HP and whatnot, so it's good. If you really need like catch or escape, you could get like a Blink Dagger or a Force Staff, right? That's also fine. I don't really think Blink Dagger first item is good. I think it's pretty shit. What else is there? Right, if your team needs like more lockdown, you could go Scythe. Let's say they have an anti-mage or someone that's really hard to catch, or a Storm, you can get a Scythe. It's kind of expensive though, and you don't really farm, so it's kind of bad for you. I don't think it's really good. Other items are very situational. And you could go Lotus Orb if they have like dust and whatnot, because if they dust you, if let's say the axe throws some dust on you, you can actually just dispel the dust and go invis and you're fine. This actually dispels dust. And you can pop on your carry as well, so they can't really stun him properly. After that, you could always go for a late game Ethereal Blade to max out your damage, because Nyx gets a bunch of Agi at level 25. But that's pretty late into the game, and it's kind of unnecessary to talk about those things. And one thing you're always going to be getting is probably Aghanim Shard, because this item is really, really good. It makes you faster, and it makes you increase their magic res. Reduces their magic resistance, so you can do more damage to them. And Aghanim is also very nice too, because the thing about Ags is that once you're Burrow Striked, all of a sudden, you can cast these abilities off cooldown, and you can just stun people by being virtue of being near them. So they're just stunned. You're kind of like an AOE thing. And now you can hit people like this too. So so that's basically Nyx. And yeah, that's essentially it. And I'll just show you guys what the combo is gonna be like. Let's say there's an enemy somewhere here. Can I please get a Storm, please? Okay, thank you very much. Level up enemy to max. And Peter over here is gonna be our demo. So we're gonna go up. So let's say the Storm, you know, he's farming away. He's farming some creeps, right? He's trying to farm some creeps. He's like, oh, look at these creeps here. Come here, my friend. And then you're gonna go invis, and you're gonna spike Carapace first. So you stun him, you pop this, you stun, and then he died so quick, Jesus Christ. And you can mana burn him, and that's it. And finish off with the right click. You always want to, because a lot of these intel heroes have abilities that they throw out in the beginning. You want to spike Carapace them first, because you can actually activate it while you're invis without canceling the invis. People don't know that. You want to use this first, and then hit them, and then impale, and then mana burn, and finish them off with right clicks in between, and then dig on them. Something like that. But yeah, that's essentially a Nyx guide, guys. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out the Twitch, check out the Discord, check out the Patreon, check out the anything and everything, boys. Have a very, very, very nice day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.